yourself going to the doctor because you're not feeling well. You go in and explain to the doctor how you're feeling. He runs some blood tests. While you're sitting waiting for the results to come back, you get a very uneasy feeling, worried. Doctor finally comes back in and tells you that you have type 2 diabetes. I want to give you an idea of what diabetes is and ways that you can either prevent it or, at the very least, control it. Most everyone has gotten bad news from a doctor in their life before. Type 2 diabetes runs in my family. My dad has it, and I want to know what I can do to either prevent it or keep myself from having at least a hard time with it. In order to give yourself the best shot of protecting yourself from type 2 diabetes, you need to find out what type 2 diabetes is, what causes it, and what some of the symptoms are, and even some of the myths and complications of diabetes. That way you can prevent it from having it or someone you love from having it. The first thing you need to know about type 2 diabetes is what causes it. According to the Mayo Clinic, type 2 diabetes used to be called adult onset diabetes. Your body either makes too much, either does not make enough insulin, or your body makes enough insulin, but you can't process the sugar. And processed sugar can use the energy from it. It is a very common disease in America. There are several risks of getting type 2 diabetes that may be higher. If you are overweight, your body resists the insulin more. If you have excess weight around your belly instead of your hips and your thighs, your risk is higher. If you're not active, you are more likely to get it. Your body is not using up the sugar and energy for energy. It is hereditary. If your father or brother or mother or someone in your family has it, you have a chance of getting it. Doctors don't know why, but African Americans, Hispanics, American Indians, Asian Americans have a higher chance of getting it than any other race. The risk of type 2 diabetes goes up the older you get because of a lack of exercise or activity. If you are a woman and had a gestational diabetes when you were pregnant, this makes your risk higher. If you're a woman and also gave birth to a 9-pound baby or higher, you also are at risk. Now let's look at some of the symptoms. If you're constantly thirsty and having to make frequent trips to the restroom, you might be at risk. If you're eating and always hungry, but you're still losing weight, you could be at risk. If you're always tired, or if you have problems healing from cuts and scrapes, or prone to getting infections, you could be suffering or having early symptoms of diabetes, or if you're having blurry vision. The risk of having heart problems. Complications are never fun, but there are quite a few if your type 2 diabetes is not under control. The risk of having heart problems, like heart attack or stroke, or high blood pressure, goes up if you have type 2 diabetes. You can develop severe nerve damage. This is why you cannot feel parts of your body. It is common for diabetics to not be able to feel their legs or feet. My father even has issues with his feet. He loses feeling, and when he steps on things, he cuts his feet. And my mother usually has to point out that he's bleeding. Type 2 diabetes can also damage many parts and systems in your body. Your kidneys, your eyes. If you are more prone to develop cataract or glaucoma with diabetes, it even can cause you to go blind. Skin problems like infections are more likely. If your hearing is affected, it can even make you completely lose your hearing. It increases your chance of developing osteoporosis. Type 2 diabetes makes it more likely for you to have Alzheimer's. There's a lot of information out there about type 2 diabetes, but you can't always believe what you read or see on the internet. There are several common myths out there about diabetes. if you're overweight, you will develop type 2 diabetes. It's not true. Being overweight is a risk factor, but it's not always the cause. There are several others. That is something my mother-in-law told me. Eating too much sugar can cause diabetes. Again, not true. It's something my mother-in-law told me. You can eat sugar, and but it will cause you to gain the weight, which could be, again, a factor of getting diabetes. People with diabetes should eat special foods just for diabetics. Not true. They can eat regular foods. It doesn't cause them to have problems. They just have to monitor how much and what kinds of foods they eat. Last, people with diabetes can't eat sweets at all. This is true. They can eat it only if they monitor and regulate the amounts that they eat. A piece now and then won't hurt anyone. Also, they should be exercising so that they use up the sugar in their body as the energy. Finally, there are ways we can prevent type 2 diabetes from becoming part of your life. Exercise. It doesn't have to be in the gym. You can find exercise anywhere. You can go outside, you can go for a walk, you can even bicycle or just go outside and play with your children. You need to be active for at least 30 minutes a day. If you can't devote time for the full 30 minutes, you can break it up into 3 10-minute sessions a day. Exercising helps you lose weight, which again, weight is a risk factor for diabetes. Also, according to the Mayo Clinic, if you lose just 5% of your body weight, your risk of having type 2 diabetes is lower. That's not much. I would have thought it would have been more, but it's not actually that much weight to lose. Eating healthy is a great step for keeping yourself free of diabetes. Fruits and vegetables are very good for you. Try to pick out fruits and vegetables, and then try to pick out meats and stuff that are low in fat and red meat that have a lot of fat to it. Also, whole grain is good for your body. If you choose foods that are good with a good source of fiber, it helps you control your blood sugar. Type 2 diabetes does not have to be something to be scared of. I have explained the definition and the causes and the symptoms of diabetes, and some of the complications and common myths, and how to prevent yourself from developing diabetes. According to the American Cancer Society, American Diabetes Association, 25.8 million people in the United States have diabetes. Type 2 diabetes can be prevented, so take care of yourself.